This video is related to standard step to develop the JDBC application. आइए मजा आएगा बेन स्टोक। चलिए तो let me to start from the first step. This is the step to develop the JDBC application. You can say this is JDBC application or JDBC program, but in the efficient way it is saying that it is a type of application. Whatever we are writing is a type of application, JDBC application or JDBC program, that the code we will write. The first step to develop a JDBC application is load and register the driver class. So we need to load and register our driver class. So at first I want to tell you that if you want to use any if you want to get connection between Java connection, you can see here establish connection between Java application and database. At first I want to tell you that Java has not given any implementation regarding the database. Java Oracle peoples Java has not given any implementation about the database. Then who has given all the classes, interfaces, enums, records, variables for the connection of database? So database vendor, database vendor. Database vendor means database owner. Vendor means owner. What is database vendor, how the owner has given, as like we are using different type of classes and interface. As you know, this is connection is a interface, driver manager class, driver manager, everything that whatever you will see, most of the things are given by the database peoples, but database company owner has given all the implementation. As like Oracle has given its own implementation to access the database, and MySQL has given another implementation, and DB2 given by IBM has another implementation. So it's depend upon all the database vendors that what they will provide the implementation classes for this. Got it? So in the first topic we will discuss about load and register the driver class. This is the first step to access all of these things. As like we need to how this all things work. Let me to summarize a story. With the help of the story you will get much clarity. Suppose that I am from Bihar. I am from Bihar. Got it? I am from Bihar. Now I listen somewhere in Telangana. Somewhere I have listened that 1 kg gold is cost 1 rupees. I have somebody has told me that 1 kg gold is giving you can purchase with the help of rupees 1. So it is very less price. That's why I decided to take 10 kg of gold. Got it? I decided to take 10 kg of gold. So at first what I will do, as like I am far away from Telangana, so I will take a driver. I will take a car, and the car need a driver so that I can reach to my destination Bihar to Telangana. So I need a car, and a car needs the driver. This is my first step. The second step is when I reach to Bihar to Telangana, I am writing Tel, you understand this is Telangana. When I reach from Bihar to Telangana, then I need a translator. Why translator? Because I know Hindi language. Bihari peoples know Hindi language, and in Telangana Telugu is going on. That's why we need a translator so that he can translate my Hindi language to Telugu and the Telugu language to Hindi. So we need a translator. After that we need a after getting the driver we need a road. So the car is running on the road, so we need the road so that we can reach at our destination. After that I need a translator to translate all of these things, that what I am telling he will translate to Telugu peoples, and Telugu whatever Telugu will say he will transfer to my language. So I need a translator. After that I need to return back. So in this step the car driver is known as driver software. This is driver software, which is driving our Java application. It means we need a driver so that we can run our Java application to database. When we reach to reach Java application to database, we need a road. That road is connection. Without connection we can't reach to our destination, so we need a connection, so that in without road you can't reach at your destination. That's why you need a road, and here the road is connection. Got it? So after when I reach there, we need a translator to translate all of these things. We have different types of things as like result set or update count. I will discuss this after a while. And after that, when we will reach and I have purchased 10 kg of gold, I will reach back to my home. This is the closing statement. Got it? This is how I will work on all of these things. Let me to delete this now. At the first, we need to load and register our driver classes. What is driver? There are four types of driver. Four driver in JDBC. In JDBC, four type of driver. First is type 1 bridge driver, or type 1 bridge driver, or type 1 or type 1 driver. It is mostly saying type 1 driver, but in the efficient way you can say the type 1 driver is known as the bridge driver. This is both, the name is same. You can say either type 1 driver or bridge driver. Type 1 driver is not a part of JDBC. Not a part of JDBC. It is a part of Java. Type 1 is a part of Java. When you have installed this Java, you have already installed Java in your laptop. When you will install this Java, automatically type 1 driver will be installed. Automatically type 1 driver will be installed. Type 1 driver is invoked in this Java JDK 21 or whatever you are using. It is invoked in your Java program. It is invoked in your Java app. Got it? So we don't need to use any jar file or any other external jars to add or access all of these things. Let me to discuss about type 1 driver. What is type 1 driver? Type 1 driver. Got it? So let me to discuss about the type 1 driver, that what is type 1 driver and what is the importance and what is the uses of type 1 driver. Just wait. So in the type 1 driver, at the first side, this is my Java application or Java program. This is my Java application. In the second, I have driver software. In the third hand, I have what I have. I have OJDBC. And after that, I have database. After this, I have database. This is type 1 driver. Type 1 driver. Just remove the software so that we will get some space. Got it? So to reach to source to destination, we need all of these things in type 1 driver. At first we need the Java application. It means our Java program, that what we are writing, that our Java program is Java application. Then type 1 driver is needed, and then OJDBC is needed. OJDBC nahi, ODBC will need, and then database. How these all things are working, let me to discuss from the start. So I am discussing about type 1 driver. At first, in the first layer, let me to discuss about ODBC first. What is ODBC? So you will get much clarity. ODBC is given by Microsoft. It was given in 1992, maybe 1992. Yes, ODBC was given in 1992. 1992 ODBC was given, but Java was introduced in the market in 1995 or 1996. Java came in 1996, but ODBC came in 1992. It means before Java, ODBC was given by Microsoft. So when the Java was introduced in the first Java version, Java 1.0, the starting version of Java, ODBC was implemented in Java. ODBC was implemented in Java so that we can get the connection between Java application and database. So what is ODBC? ODBC stands for ODBC. ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. Connectivity. This is the full form of ODBC, Open Database Connectivity. It means ODBC help us to connect our application with the database. It was given by Microsoft in 1992 before the Java has released. Java released in 1.1996. So ODBC came before the Java. So Java application is using type 1 driver with ODBC to communicate with database. How you will say? Java application uses type 1 driver and type 1 driver is using ODBC to connect with database. At first, this Java application request will travel to type 1 driver. Java application request will be travel to type 1 driver, and the request of type received from the type 1 driver, it will transfer to ODBC. ODBC is a type of translator here which will translate, because in Java application we are using Java code, public static void main system.out.println. We are using this type of code in Java, and in database we are using select start from EMP, select enum from EMP. That's how we are using. So Java language is different. And database language is different. So let's consider here Java language is Hindi. Example, I am not giving, Java is not actually using Hindi. I am giving an example. Java, let's say Java is using Hindi. Got it? And database is using Telugu. Because database is using what? MySQL. Database is using SQL, and Java is using Java code, Java programming. Got it? So Java don't know SQL, don't know anything about SQL programming language, and database don't know about Java. Both don't know their language. Because Java has the knowledge of Java application and database has the knowledge of SQL. So here, as I have discussed in this just before that, when I was coming from Bihar to Telangana to purchase the gold, we need a translator. Here type 1 driver is the translator. At first, our Java request will travel to type 1 driver. This type 1 driver, whatever the type 1 driver will do, type 1 driver is translating our Java request to database request. Got it? Because database know only SQL language or PL/SQL or in different. Database can understand only SQL language, not Java language. So we need a translator here so that it will convert our Java request to database request. So that's why we need the driver. The main advantage of driver software is a translator which translate our Java application request to database. Instead of using request, I am writing call, Java application call to database specified call, and vice versa. Got it? So driver, what is the use of driver? Driver software is a translator Driver software is a translator which will translate our Java application program request to database specific request, and vice versa. Vice versa means just opposite. It means it will convert our Java request to database request and database request to Java request. Got it? Vice versa means just opposite, database request to Java request. Got it? So at first Java application need a driver, a translator, so that it will translate Java request to SQL request. So driver came. This is type 1 driver. And then ODBC, this is the middle part. Why? Because ODBC, here you can see ODBC is open database connectivity. This is used to make the connection between Java application and database. That's why ODBC was introduced. But type 1 driver is rarely used. It is not recommended. Type 1 driver is not recommended. Why type 1 driver is not recommended? Because as I have told you, ODBC was given by who? It was given by Microsoft, and Microsoft is giving Windows. You are using Windows operating system or Linux or Mac OS, different type of operating system, but ODBC was applicable only for Windows operating system. So it means you have Java application and database must be in the Windows application, Windows operating system. Other operating system does not provide support for the database ODBC type 1 driver. Got it? So this is applicable only for Windows operating system. Other operating system is not supported by this, because ODBC was given by Microsoft, and Microsoft has given the Windows operating system. So for the publicity, Microsoft tell that if you want to use ODBC, then you must use the Windows operating system, just for the publicity, so that Windows operating system may become much popular. That's why he has given all of these things. So you can use ODBC or type 1 driver. You can use type 1 driver only for Windows operating system. In the other operating system as like Linux or Mac OS, Mac OS means Apple laptop, in the another laptop you can't use this type 1 driver. Got it? This is platform dependent. How type 1 driver is platform dependent? There is a question in the interview that how type 1 driver is platform dependent. Just because of this ODBC, because ODBC was given by Microsoft, and Microsoft has introduced the Windows operating system. So Microsoft tell that if you want to use the type 1 driver, then you must have the Windows operating system. So type 1 driver is only applicable in Windows operating system. It is not applicable in Linux or Mac OS. Got it? This is the major disadvantage of type 1 driver. This is platform dependent. Why? Because I have told you that ODBC was introduced by Microsoft, and Microsoft has given Windows operating system. So this type 1 driver is applicable only for Windows operating system. It means this make type 1 driver as a platform dependent. Why type 1 driver is platform dependent? Because internally it is using ODBC, and ODBC allow only Windows operating system. That's why type 1 driver is platform dependent. This is the major disadvantage of type 1 driver. That's why in today's no one is using the type 1 driver. It is not recommended right now. Now let's for the type 2 driver. There are four types of driver. Type 2 driver. It is also known as vendor specified native library. It is type 2 driver is also known as vendor specified native library. Let me to copy and paste. Control C. I am explaining about type 2 driver. Got it? Here type 2 driver and vendor specified native libraries. Control C. Instead of ODBC, they have replaced this with vendor specified native libraries. Got it? so that you will get much flexibility here. How you it will give the much flexibility, as you know that type 2 driver is not using the ODBC. Type 2 driver is not using the ODBC. It is internally using the vendor specified native libraries. Then what is vendor specified native libraries? Let me to discuss. Vendor specified native library. What is vendor specified native libraries? Vendor specified native libraries means vendor means owner. Here vendor means owner. Let me to write here, because mostly we are using the vendor, that's why I'm also using this. Vendor means owner. Got it? So owner specified native libraries, it means Oracle owner provide classes and interface to make connection between Java application and database and vice versa, just opposite. Got it? So here vendor specified native libraries means, let's say my database is Oracle, let's say. So Oracle owner will provide all the implemented classes and interface to communicate with our database. It will give by the Oracle person. So because Oracle is a company, and Oracle and we are using the Oracle database, that's why I'm using Oracle. So let me to change here to MySQL. MySQL owner, MySQL, who is the owner of MySQL? MySQL owner is Microsoft. MySQL is given by Microsoft. Got it? Microsoft. So Microsoft owner will provide the implementation. Here Java peoples, there is no any bonding between Java peoples and and JDBC persons, because as I have already discussed, Java application is different. It is using Java programming language, and database is using MySQL programming language. There is no relation in the language between Java and database, so you need a translator. So this translator was defined by different vendors. As like MySQL has provided different implementation classes and interfaces, Oracle has provided different implementation and classes, and different types of database and different types of owner has provided different language. As like I am using DB2, and who is the owner of DB2? DB2 is owned by IBM company. Got it? So here for the DB2 database programming, if we are using the DB2 here in the backend, if I am using database as DB2, then here IBM company will provide all the implemented classes and interface to make the communication between Java application and database. Got it? What is vendor specified native libraries? That let me to remind again. Here different database company will provide its implementation, as like MySQL, which owner is Microsoft. So Microsoft has provided the implementation for MySQL, will provide. DB2 implementation will be provided by IBM owner. So Oracle owner will provide the implementation for Oracle. So different database and different owner will provide its implementation in the type 2 driver. Got it? So let me to make it below. Here type 2 driver, vendor specified native library. So at first our Java application needs a translator. Translator is type 2 driver. The driver is always a translator, which is used to translate our Java call to database call. Data call means request. Our Java request to database request, and whatever the database will provide the information, it will retrieve and give back to Java application. This is the work of driver. It is a translator, intermediator. Got it? Then here vendor specified native libraries is there. It means Every database owner will provide different classes and interface. IBM has provided different class and interface for DB2. Oracle has given different implementation. MySQL has given different implementation. That's how the second type 2 driver is working. But here this make type 2 driver as database dependent. That's how type 2 driver is database dependent. How it make database dependent? Because here type 2 driver is communicating with vendor specified native libraries, and vendor can be anything: Microsoft, IBM, or Oracle. Every person has given the different implementation. So here type 2 driver is database dependent. Got it? So, and the other disadvantage is there may or may not be any chance that vendor has given the support for this or not, because type 2 driver implemented class and interface is not given by MySQL, not given by MySQL. MySQL has not given any implementation for type 2 driver. It means you can't use the type 2 driver for MySQL database. Got it? There may be chance here. This is dependent upon the vendor specified native libraries, and whether it is dependent upon the vendor mode. Whether Oracle want to give the implementation, then he will give, otherwise he won't give. So MySQL has not given the implementation for type 2 driver, so that type 2 driver is not applicable for the Microsoft. Got it? This is the this is the major disadvantage of type 2 driver. That's why type 2 driver is also not recommended in the market. Now let me to discuss about type 3 driver. Type 3 driver, at first Java application, then type 3 driver, then network protocol, middleware protocol, and then database. That's how the type 3 driver is working. Wait. That's how the type 3 driver is working. At first Java calls will be transferred to type 3 driver, and type 3 driver is internally using the middleware protocol. Middleware protocols means there will be some rules, some setup of protocols means a set of rules. Got it? So type 3 driver is the only driver which is a 3 times architecture. It means it uses 3 different machines to communicate with different database, and it is using internally middleware server, so that you need to install IDS server. For this middleware server, I need IDS server. Got it? So to communicate IDS, we need to install the idea. We have to install this middleware protocol. Got it? Middleware protocols will be installed. You need to install this middleware protocol, and this and middleware server is indirectly using IDS server. I will make a video, and on that video I will show you that how we will install the middleware server and how IDS server we need to install. You don't need to do anything. Just remind here that Java application is using the type 3 driver, and type 3 driver is internally using the middleware protocols, and then with the help of middleware protocols it is communicated with database. That's why type 3 driver is the first driver which is not a platform dependent. Type 3 driver is not platform dependent. Platform dependent and database dependent. This is not database dependent and not a platform dependent. This is free from database and platform. Got it? This is the This is the things of the type 3 driver. Let me to discuss about type 4 driver. Type 4 driver. Now let me to learn about type 4 driver. So here in type 4 driver, let me to copy just the video is giving so lengthy, that's why I need to reduce the time. Database. Here Java application calls is directly transferred to type 3 driver, type 4 driver. Change here. Java calls or request is directly transferred to type 4 driver, and type 4 driver will directly communicate to database. There is no any intermediate, not any intermediate, not any. Let me to write in the another line. It has no any intermediate. Why I am writing this explicitly, I will just wait for this. I will provide that why I am writing this explicitly. At first understand the type 4 driver. At first type 4 driver request will be given to Java application request will be given to type 4 driver, and directly type 4 driver is communicating with database. There is no any intermediate. As in the first, let me to summarize for the type 1. Type 1 driver is internally using ODBC. Type 2 driver is internally using vendor specified native libraries. Type 3 driver is internally using middleware protocol, but there is no any other person who is in the middle of type 4 driver and database. Got it? I have in the type 3 there was middleware protocol. In the type 2, where is type 2? Here in the type 2 there is vendor specified native libraries between driver. Just see this here between the type 2 driver and database. Who was the intermediate? Vendor specified native libraries. For the type 3, this type 3, the intermediate what? Middleware protocol between database. Who is in the middle of type 3 driver and database? Middleware protocol. In the first, ODBC is in the middle, but you can see there is no any person in the middle. Type 4 driver is not, there is no any intermediate between type 4 and database. That's why it is known as, here I am writing, that's why it is also called thin driver. Got it? This is important question regarding the interview. It is asked in the interview that why type 4 driver is called as thin driver. Type 4 driver or thin driver What you will give the answer? The answer is in the type 4 driver, when Java calls will send to type 4 driver, there is no any intermediate between type 4 driver and database. There is no any intermediate. In the type 1, the intermediate what? ODBC between type 1 driver and database. In type 2 driver, vendor specified libraries was intermediate between type 2 driver and database. In type 3, middleware protocols were the intermediate between type 3 driver and database. But in type 4 driver, there is no intermediate between Java application and database. Got it? That's why type 4 driver is known as thin driver, because here you can see there this is only 3 layer. Only 3 things required: Java application, database, type 4. Need only 3 things. Now count from the count from the start. Here type Java application 1, type 1 driver 2, ODBC 3, database 4. Total 4 things required. Now for the type 2, let me to count. At Java application 1, type 2, vendor specified native libraries 3 and database 4. Total 4. So in the third, let me to check for the third. Here Java application 1, type 3 driver 2, middleware 3 and database 4. Total 4. So in the type 1, type 2, type 3 all we need all we need three things, all we need four things. But in the type 4 Java application, type 4 driver, database, only three things required. That's why it is a little bit thin than type 1, type 2 and type 3, because it doesn't need any intermediator means any middle person. You don't need any middle person between type 4 driver and database. That's why type 4 driver is known as the thin driver. Got it? Mostly type 4, as the type 4 driver is directly interact with the database, so it and directly interact with database. And you know that Java is platform independent. Just remember this thing: Java application is platform independent and it is communicating with type 4 driver. And let me to write here, type 4 driver is fully Java programmed. Type 4 driver is programmed in Java. It means it is full Java program. Here everything in the type 4 you will get in the Java programming. Got it? That's why Java application is using Java, which is platform independent. Type 4 driver, all class and interface is using Java. Got it? So Java is platform independent, type 4 implemented in Java, that's why it is also platform independent, and this is the database. So you can say that type 4 driver is platform independent. Why? Because Java is platform independent. That's why the type 4 implemented class is also platform independent. That's why we are saying that type 4 driver is platform independent. Got it? And database independent. You can for and database dependent. Sorry, here is dependency between database. Why? Because in the type 4 driver, if anyone asks what is the disadvantage of type 4 driver, the major disadvantage of type 4 driver is it is directly communicating with the database. Type 4 driver is directly communicating with the database. If there is any problem, then that problem will directly reflect to the database. There is no any middle person who will handle anything. Got it? So where a type 4 driver is mostly used when we are using a project on the same database. It means in your project, if you are using only one type of database, as like I am using only Oracle, I am in my whole project. If I want to use only Oracle database, then it is recommended to use the type 4 driver. As you know, type 4 driver is a little bit platform dependent. It is said that it is platform dependent, but mostly you can see it is not platform dependent. But in the interview, if somebody said this to you that database type 4 driver is platform dependent or independent, you have to say that this is platform independent and database independent. But internally, as we can see, it is internally using the type 4 to communicate with the database, so you can see there is dependency. But in the interview, it is recommended to say that this is both platform independent and database independent. But when we need to use the type 4 driver, we use the type 4 driver when we need only one type of database in my whole project. Let's say I have a project to make something, and in my whole project I am using only one type of database. Either I am using only Oracle in my project or only MySQL in my project, then it is recommended to use the type 4 driver. But in your Java application, if you need different database, as like Amazon company, Amazon is storing all of its information of price, that what the people have given the price for anything. We are paying the money for any different things in the Amazon website. So let's say whatever I am paying, all the records will be stored in MySQL. Got it? And what the people mostly want was stored in the Oracle database. So Amazon is only one application and it is using different database to store different things. Then we have to use this type 3 driver. Got it? Type 3 driver is also platform independent and database independent. Just remember, type 3 and type 4 is platform independent and database independent. But when we need only one type of database in my whole program, then it is recommended to use the type 4 driver. Got it? In this video, I have discussed how what are the driver classes, and to load the driver class, here you have already learned from the JVM architecture class dot for name. This is used to load our class. Here by this we can load our class jdbc dot oracle driver ORACLEDRIVER. This is, and as you know, class dot for name, it will throw the exception, class not found exception. Just let me to write here. Got it? So here in the first line is compulsory to load our driver class. This is the this is the class driver class for the type 4 driver jdbc colon jdbc dot oracle driver. Got it? Let me to run. It's a class not found. I think I have not written the proper oracle dot jdbc. Whatever, I will discuss. At first it is important to learn about all the type for all the drivers. That's why I'm discussing. That's how. Just remove these things. I don't want these things. Just remove these things. The first line is mandatory to load the class. It will load and register our class. Got it? So the first line is compulsory, but it was compulsory just before 1.7 version. From now it is not recommended to write, because whether you will, when you will write the connection, when you will create the connection object, you have to pass the URL, and with the help of URL your JVM will automatically inform that this is using this type, which type of class. So you don't need to load any class explicitly. If you don't want to load the class, it's your own, it's all on your mood. If you want to load the class, it's all on you. Whether you will load or not, it doesn't matter. It, but previously it was recommended to use the load the class, but now it is not recommended, because it is just an optional. Whether you want to load or not, it's all on you. Got it? So that's how the first step has been completed. Load and register the driver class. Now in the second video I will discuss about establish connection between Java application and database. Thank you.